The mother who beat her 3-year-old son to death will remain behind bars following a ruling by Maine's highest court. The Maine Supreme Judicial Court has upheld the conviction of Jessica Williams, also referred to as Jessica Trefethen. She was convicted of depraved indifference murder in October of 2022 for the killing of her son, Maddox Williams. 2 months later, a judge sentenced her to 47 years in prison. Williams challenged the admission of some evidence in her trial and arguments regarding her lack of communication with police officers. She also claimed her due process rights had been violated. The High Court disagreed and upheld her conviction and sentence.